Big Black Delta's back with a new album, and it's What's up, guys? It's Ty. Welcome to another album review on Foreground Music. Before we get started, I just wanted to urge you to follow me on Twitter if you are a fan of my videos. I'm pretty active on there now, so it's going to be the best way to keep up with what's going on with my channel and what videos are in the works, stuff like that. So go ahead and follow me on there and say hi. I'll say hi back. Alright, so today we're talking about the brand new sophomore album from Big Black Delta, the solo project of Jonathan Bates, who also plays bass in a band called Melodrone. This guy caught my attention in 2014 when I saw the music video for the fantastic song Side of the Road. This song featured these eerie atmospheres and lilting vocals from Bates laid atop this really cool 80s electro pastiche. This led me to his 2013 debut album, and though none of the other songs on this record hit me in the same way that that one did, it's a pretty good album, and it's been on rotation indefinitely since I found it. It really got me hooked on their sound. So if this review is your first exposure to his work, I highly suggest you check out that debut record. Now, almost 3 years later, we've got the follow-up to that album, and it's called Trágame Tierra? Dude, I have no idea how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. And I'm just gonna get this out of the way right off the bat. I do not like this album. I like some of the songs on this album, but to call this record an album is to use the term very, very loosely. The disparity of the sounds that are found on this thing is at times jarring. Every time you think it's starting to find its footing, it just hits you with a track that makes you go, what? The very atmospheric intro, H.A., is pretty solid, as well as the second track here, Steer the Canyon, which sounds like it could have come straight off the first record. The lead single, Receiver, features singer Debbie Gibson and goes for the most straightforward pop moment on this thing, but just falls completely flat. The back and forth male and female vocals here do absolutely nothing for me, and the MIDI programmed slap bass samples that provide the heavily filtered bass line here makes me feel like I'm being transported back to 2007 when acts like Justice and the rest of their Ed Banger associates were really popular. The production on this track just feels so overblown, almost as if to cover up the fact that this track is just really not all that good. However, after this cut, the two most compelling songs on this entire record are stuck right together. The soulful vocals from Kimbra and the glossy, rising instrumentation on Bitten by the Apple make for an engaging listen. And Kid Icarus just starts off by smacking you in the face with this absolutely euphoric hook that sent chills down my spine the first time I heard it. It's like the album suddenly woke up. This song is in a close tie with Side of the Road for the best Big Black Delta song I've heard to date. But then Overlord happens. Dude, what? This song features one of the most generic house beats I have ever heard, with these straining female vocals and this absolutely grating woodwind sample that never, ever goes away. I was ready to flip a table at the end of it. That is how insufferable it is. After this dud, the album just face plants. Well, My Heart brings the country vibes. Yeah, country. This thing starts off with these twangy vocals and tremolo guitars that the first time I heard it, I actually could not believe what I was hearing. It's just so out of the blue. The thing is, I actually like the off-kilter electro-pop track that this thing morphs into after a bit of time. This is a song on the album that I actually do like. It's very interesting, the melding of styles here, but it does not belong on this track listing. Let's Go Home is all over the place, in places sounding like this Avicii-style country house song filtered through a layer of distortion, with this noisy breakdown at the end featuring these off-kilter yelping screams that just seem so contrived, as if the song wasn't yet convinced of how artsy it was. It's Okay is a very 80s sounding pop tune with a more earnest tone than we've heard so far on this record. It's another moderate highlight. Strange Cakes is so nondescript it literally does not merit description. The horns towards the end are kind of cool, but the weak songwriting does almost nothing for me. I actually really dig the lush atmospheres and gorgeous saxophone on I See Fit, the closer here. If that had been the closer. Like it should have been. But it's not. Instead, this record closes out with the title track, a flat, meandering ambient piece that runs for 10 plus minutes. I seriously just cannot fathom some of the artistic choices that were made on this record. Big Black Delta is a project with a distinct sound that I am a fan of, for sure, but this thing has just baffled me. There are good songs here, even a great song, but as a record, it's a stylistic shit show. The depressing thing is it does contain reasons for me to come back to it. Some of the songs here are actually really compelling, but I will never listen to this album straight through again. No way. I'm giving this album a rating of 47 out of 100. Thanks for checking out my review, guys. Very much appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think about this album, especially if you disagree with me on it. I'm interested to hear your opinions. If you liked what you saw, hit the thumbs up button, hit me up on social media, subscribe for more music-related content in the future, and remember, life's too short for background music.